And if you go and talk to a lot of small business owners, and this kind of helped shape BIPs as well, we interviewed dozens of small businesses to kind of figure out where we should go. But when you talk with most small business owners and ask them like, oh, what, like, how do you manage your finances? What is finance? They associate finance as accounting and bookkeeping. So like small business owners, if you go and say like, hey, let me do your finances, they'll be like, I don't need finance. I need an accountant or I need a bookkeeper. Like that's kind of how they associate the whole thing, which is fine. So we started interviewing small business owners and just like asking about pain points. We had some potential ideas for features we thought would be cool, but we decided that we weren't going to build anything until we talked to a ton of businesses. And in the process, we started to get it was really clear that if you go to like really, really small business, we're talking like small partnership, single member LLC, sole proprietor, maybe small S corps, and you ask them like, how do you manage your finances? We kept getting like maybe 90% of the time, someone would say like, oh, I have a QuickBooks account, but I hate it, or I don't update it, or I'm behind on it and I feel guilty about it, or I just do it in a spreadsheet, or I just don't do it. Like basically people's finances, and you probably see this sometimes with clients, like it's kind of a mess just because it's so painful. And for a lot of these business owners, like, starting a business is scary enough and hard enough on your, like, needing to dabble in the world of accounting and like manage your books has like such a high learning curve for somebody that's not their background. Um, so we realized that like, we couldn't build a tool that integrated with QuickBooks because people weren't updating their QuickBooks. So like, it was a problem for us. But like the big aha moment came about 6 months ago. I went out and I just like knocked business doors in a city close by, and I ended up walking into a hairdresser's salon. That like as I walked in, she was going through her receipts, and she told me, she's like, I have QuickBooks, but I hate it. And I followed up with, do you use ChatGPT to help you manage your business? And she said yes, and I pay for it and I use it every single day. And that was kind of like the aha moment that kind of like spurred what BIPs became. It was just like, that's when we started asking the same questions. And literally everybody we talked to, they were like, I don't really keep my books that clean, but I use ChatGPT or Claude every single day to help manage my business. And I'll ask you, do you use ChatGPT in your business?
I use it all day, every day,
Yeah.
because most of the time when I'm what I mainly use it for is when I'm writing an email, and I don't even know how to write emails anymore without ChatGPT, because I know how to speak it into the computer, but it turns out just being like random thoughts, and it makes it cohesive and puts it all together. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of where the idea that became BIPs eventually came from. We
Yeah.
realized that people weren't keeping their data clean, so we were going to go straight to the source, which was the bank account, and
Hmm.
then we were going to try to basically take that out of their hands so that there was the most painless and automated way possible to get them organized and then put it all in one place where the same way that they interact with ChatGPT, like they can interact with their business data and get guidance as business owners on what they should be doing next.
Yeah, and that's when I was first introduced to the idea of BIPs. I just immediately it clicked in my head too. I was like, this is such a gap in the market, because I think what QuickBooks tries to compete on is price. Some of their lowest plans start at $10, and you guys are still extremely cost effective, but it like the AI actually works. Whereas QuickBooks, I hear from people all the time, oh well, like I'll let the AI handle it, and then when we get down to actually looking at the books, it's for lack of a better word, it's just a bunch of garbage, right? So, that's why I think BIPS is an amazing idea.